Hi everyone, this is Shanti from Around the Way Curls. And if you are only familiar with Antoinette and myself from YouTube and you don't read our blog, www.aroundthewaycurls.com, you should definitely check out both platforms because some information we share on YouTube we don't share on the blog, blase blase. Anyway, I'm catching up all of the YouTube subscribers and letting everyone know that we are currently out of the country. We are out of the US, and we are living in Guatemala. Random, right? Yeah, but it's true. For the past 6 months, I've been contemplating leaving the US and teaching English as a second language here in Guatemala. I have family here, so I had the support and I had the shelter, an awesome apartment here, and I just had to make the decision. And I did it. I took a leap of faith, and that was something that was very terrifying for me, to drop everything, my life, my family, my friends, my job, take my daughter out of school, and just come to a completely foreign country, not really knowing a lot of Spanish, being by myself. And I just thought I wanted to share with everyone that process of being fearful and overcoming that fear. So I'm just going to start from the very beginning. If you guys don't read the blog, then you wouldn't know that Antoinette and myself are servers, me in Philadelphia, Antoinette in New York. And I had a very comfortable life. I was still living with my mom. So although I was living with my mom and I was making good money, I always had this insecurity and this deep desire to be independent and have my own place and provide for my daughter and myself completely, without any dependency on anyone else for that matter. So that was always like this underlying desire that I had, and something, my ultimate goal for my future. So when I was given this opportunity to come to Guatemala, I was just very resistant to it because I felt like it was completely off the trajectory that I was trying to follow. I was very much against it. And then on top of it, the idea of teaching. I had never had any experience teaching in my whole entire life. Just like, this is ridiculous. But everyone in my life pushed me to pursue this because it is an opportunity of a lifetime. It is an opportunity for me to learn Spanish. It's an opportunity for my daughter to learn Spanish, and for me to be completely challenged and independent in a way. You know what I mean? It would just be me and her, and the failure or success of this adventure was going to be completely on me. So I committed to it, and I committed to it half-heartedly. And on the outside, I would tell people about this opportunity, and everybody would be like, yeah, that's awesome. And I'd be like, yeah, it is awesome. But I still was not committed, and I was still very scared. It was definitely an internal battle, and it was kind of a lonely internal battle. I didn't share it with everyone because everyone was completely gung-ho for me coming here to Guatemala. I was given the task of having to create a demo class for the head administrator of the school so that she could see if I was capable of teaching a class or not, what my style was, just basically seeing if I was a good fit for the school. And so I knew for a good while that that's what I was going to come down here to do. But because I was so terrified, I procrastinated it, and I procrastinated it, and I procrastinated it, and I did not prepare myself for a demo class. And had it not been for my charismatic and aggressive cousin and my mother and my family, who was like, no, you got to do this, you got to get together, get your thing together, get your program together, I would have been so stuck in my fear that I wouldn't have been able to create that demo class. But through their help, through their guidance, they were like angels to me. I got my demo class together. I put a lot of thought into the demo, and I put a lot of hard work, and I cried over it. I kept reading it. I thought about it all day long. I thought about it in the shower. What was I going to say? You know, I acted it out in front of the mirror, and I went into that classroom in front of those 6 very, very unscary Guatemalan women, and I had an awesome time, and they really enjoyed my class, and it really felt good, and I was really, really proud of myself, and I did it. I did what I was supposed to do and what I said I was going to do, and I really committed myself to it. So I just wanted to give anyone out there who's kind of at a crossroads in their life, or has to make a decision, or has something that they want but they're riddled by fear, I just wanted to provide a process that I followed, and that process was listening. I waited and I listened to everyone, really, because I feel like people and encouragement and positive energy is coming from somewhere. So all these people that were affirming that this was something that I should do and I should try, rather than just dismissing it because it was unknown and because it was terrifying, you know, they definitely got me out of that defense mechanism. And I listened to them, and even though I was still scared, I booked that flight and that made this trip, and I allowed their guidance to really help me along this way. I didn't resist it. And then, as cliche as it sounds, I just confronted it. You know, as I was writing out my lesson, as my demo, I still had those thoughts that this is stupid, your pictures are ugly, you're gonna forget what you're gonna say, this is weak, you know, you're going to completely be paralyzed when you stand in front of them. These were all thoughts that I had, but I still drudged through it. I still wrote out my lesson plan, and I became immersed in it. You know, for every thought that I had that was negative, I had to back it up with another thought that was not necessarily positive, like, yeah, no, you're gonna do great. It was just like, no, this is how the class is gonna go. I'm going to say this next, and then I'm going to follow up with this. Oh, but this may not work, so maybe I was just preparing myself. I was just immersing myself in the possibilities of a good outcome and trying to figure out every single way that this could be a good outcome. And then I just did it. When the time came, I just did it. And you know, something very magical happened during that class, where the fear was gone, and all of that preparation resulted in something wonderful and something good and exciting and affirming, and something that I was very proud of. Again, if anyone is scared or nervous or resisting something that keeps coming up in their life, and everyone thinks it's a good idea, and you keep getting these signs that this is something that you may need to do, even if you fail, even if you come out not liking it, you should definitely follow that lead, and don't let fear block you from that experience and that lesson, because this was definitely a lesson for me in my life, and I'm really grateful for it. And you know, I'm just grateful for it, and I'm happy to be here for the time being. I'm still definitely feeling out the country and seeing if I like it, and being honest with myself about how I feel. But I'm happy to be here, and just jumped over one hurdle of fear onto the next terrifying experience. So stay subscribed. If you are not subscribed, subscribe now, and let's find out if I stay here or not. What's it gonna be like?